everyone, Madman bringing another RSL video. Today we are going to take our HP Burn CC comp and we are going to run through floors 11 through 19, and then we're going to tackle the Scarab King as well as Secret Room 2. Let's get into it. So first champ here is Sigmund the High Shield and Speed Accuracy and Divine Speed sets. He's got 58k HP, 1500 attack, 3600 defense, 208 speed, almost 100% crit rate, and 232 accuracy. He is not booked, but he can remove shield buffs on his A1 and or a random other buff. What he is helpful with is his A2, not booked, but he can provoke and place decreased attack. And for these purposes, placing the shield on his A3 and strengthen are mainly what we're using him for. Be nice to be booked, but for a Lego, he's not high priority for me. Whenever attacked, a 20% chance of decreasing all buffs on the attacker by 1 turn, and of course 40% when facing bosses, and he has a nice defensive Doom Tower aura of 40%, so that does come in handy when we're in Doom Tower. We just came down the defensive tree, give him a chance to do some counterattacking, and then the support tree, give him a little extra HP here, and that is Sigmund. Nothing really super special there. Ninja, again, cruel set, and then broken sets, almost 38,000 HP, a little over 4,100 attack, 1,800 defense, we don't care about too much, 162 speed. He is still on my Clan Boss team, that's why he's that slow. 100% crit rate, 272 crit damage, and 222 accuracy. He is fully booked, can land a decreased defense, not 100%. His HP burn and then perfect fail are his big hitters there, and then long fight bosses like Clan Boss. Well, no, this is for waves. The freeze, that is fully booked, so that comes in handy on waves, and then his passive is helpful on Clan Boss for long fights because he can build up to 100% attack and 25% more crit damage. His masteries, typical Clan Boss build down to War Master, and then support to land and keep those HP burns on, and that is Ninja. Then we have Syl and Relentless in Perception, 65,000 HP, 3,000 defense, 200 speed, some resistance, and some accuracy, not super mounts. She is fully booked, has a chance of decreasing speed, can stun, that helps in the waves, and then revives with ally protection, and the passive healing is what Syl's there for. Again, some resistance here on the defensive tree, and some health here on the HP tree. I pretty much use her just in Doom Tower, so that's kind of how she's built. But I need to rebuild her some, give her more accuracy. Alright, so Allure is in Speed Set, Immortal, and Divine Speed. I did swap out her helm because I am also using her in Dark Fae, and I actually needed to drop her speed some. But her total stats, 33,000 HP, almost 3,000 attack, 2,100 defense, 255. This was around 278. 100% crit damage, 100% crit rate, 112% crit damage, 335 accuracy. She is fully booked for damage on her A1 because that's mainly what we're going to be using. Few bucks landed here in the A2. We don't really care too much about the decreased defense or sleep, but it can be helpful on the waves. Attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of critical hit, will ignore part of the target's defense. She can hit fairly hard, but not super hard. We don't really ever use the A3, and if you need it, you can use her accuracy aura there in Faction Crypts, but that is rarely ever used either. Since he's a triple hitter here, we came down to Giant Slayer for some extra damage. I might want to switch that over to Helm Smasher so that we can ignore a little more of shieldage. And then the support tree for some extra accuracy. And extend the sleep or whatever if you were fighting the waves. But that is lure. And lastly, we have Melga here, who's not even completely built out. She's been stripped of gear, but still 61,000 HP, almost 2,000 defense, 159 speed, 228 resistance. This was more like 325, and that was closer to about 200, but like I said, we've stripped her of some gear. Mostly booked A1, but we don't really care about stealing a random debuff or removing it from a random ally. It's nice, but not necessary. The big thing is shield and continuous heal from A2. That is fully booked. And then reviving 2 random allies with HP and turn meter fill and placing a shield. That is booked as well. Her aura is helpful. All battles HP by 15%, not super great, but that still adds up and helps if you have no aura. And then defensive tree and support tree down here to timely intervention so that she can get back to either healing and putting on a shield or reviving and putting on a shield. And that is Melga, and those are the 5 champs that I used to beat the Scarab King. Okay, so Secret Room 2 here on Doom Tower Hard. We got Tronda, Ninja, Rhodos, Royal Guard, and Skull Crown. And yes, they nuke, but we're going to have to manual this somewhat because they don't work well together. And there you go. 2 minutes, 27 seconds there, doing some manual there, but we got through Doom Tower Hard. I'll meet you back at the Bastion, and we will go over the champions builds. First we have Ninja, which we've seen many times before, but Cruel Set and then Broken Pieces. Almost 38 HP, 4,100 attack, 1,800 defense, 162 speed, 100% crit rate, 272 crit damage, 222 in accuracy. Built for Clan Boss again. He is booked on his A1, his A2, and his A3. Hopefully by now you know his kit. And his masteries come down the offensive side for Clan Boss build typically, and then the support side. Rhodos is built in Savage and Cruel. 36,000 HP. I'd like to get that to higher, but is what it is. 4,100 attack, 2,100 defense, only 177 speed, but 100% crit rate and 244 crit damage. He is almost fully booked, can decrease defense there, 75% chance. Also gives an extra turn. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's max HP by 20%. Then adds that HP to his own, but that is fully booked. And then will attack enemies, ignore 60% of the target's defense, will also ignore unkillable and block damage based on attack and HP. That is fully booked. And then will decrease damage from enemy hits so that incoming damage from a single hit cannot exceed 50%. So unless you're double hitting Rhodos, he's not going down that first turn. And then grants an extra turn if this damage reduction occurs. And decreases damage taken from bosses by 15% and decreases damage by 30% if Sifi is along with him. Unfortunately, I don't have her. I went and came down here to Helm Smasher and the defensive tree for counterattack. So that is Rhodos. Next we got Tronda and Savage Set and Broken Pieces. almost 39,000 HP, but 5,500 attack, 2,000 defense, got her up to 205 speed with 100% crit rate and 253 crit damage. She does hit really hard in arena. She is fully booked, can place a stun on the second hit, attacks all enemies. With the second hit dealing 60% of the damage inflicted by the first. And then attacks all enemies, has a 70% chance of placing stun or placing an HP burn. This is a double hitter and it does hurt as well. This champion's resistance increases by 10 for each stun debuff this champion places and can stack up to 100. I doubt you're ever going to really see that. Her speed increases by 5 for each enemy currently under an HP burn. Only counts active HP burn debuffs and stacks up to 15. Not really going to see that either. And increases magic attack in all battles by 36%, which can be somewhat helpful. Most of her stuff's a double hitter, so we came down here to Helm Smasher, and again, counterattack masteries on the defensive side. Then we have Skull Crown, built long ago for Faction Wars and was an Arena Nuker, but she's in stun with a crit damage set. 39,000 HP, 4,200 attack, only 1,700 defense, very slow at 156, but was in a blender team, so she could afford to be slow. 102 crit rate, 190 crit damage with 217 accuracy. This is a two-hitter. If they still have more than 50% HP, it hits pretty hard and is fully booked. The A2 is the hardest hitting ability. It's an AoE. And also has a chance of playing some weekends, so if you get some accuracy in there to place it, great. If not, is what it is. It still hits hard, and it's AoE. That's her nuking ability. And then she can place an unkillable if she drops below 20% of her max HP. And then, of course, she can be revived if Sinatia's on the team. She does have a nice arena speed battle of 23% if needed for the arena. Since the A1 is usually a two-hitter, we came down to Helm Smasher. Plus you want to ignore some more defense and counterattack so that she hits back pretty hard when attacked. Lastly, we have Royal Guard here, my only champion in an Instinct set. His total stats, 35,000 HP, 4,100 attack, 1,700 defense, up to 196 speed, which is all I need for him. I use him in Fire Knight. 93% crit rate, he's positive affinity, so I don't need 100% there, at least for Fire Knight, with 288 crit damage and 238 accuracy. I'm pretty sure he is fully booked, and he has a chance of placing decreased defense on his A1. Of course, attacks all enemies and does damage based on max HP. This is his big hitting ability, and it's AoE. And then attacks 4 times random with a chance of placing decreased speed. It is booked as well. The attack aura in dungeons, not really used. His masteries, I was trying to get his crit damage up as high as possible, so we came down here to Flawless Execution to maximize that, and then the support tree. Those are the 5 champions there used for Secret Room 2. Have a nice day.